Welcome to Political Update. Presidential candidates have started crisscrossing the length and breadth of the country to woo the electorate ahead of the 2019 elections. We are starting the program this week with reports on the campaigns and what INEC is saying about underage candidates. I am Umar Isa Bununu. Candidates for the 2019 general elections that do not meet the mandatory age requirement to contest will have some constitutional questions to answer. Chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, stated this during a training for journalists in Abuja.
35 years is the minimum age requirement for presidential and vice presidential candidates. And with this knowledge, political parties submitted names and credentials of their candidates for the 2019 elections. Unfortunately, some of those candidates are below the required age as indicated in their credentials, and INEC has taken a stand.
We have drawn the attention of the parties concerned to the breach of the constitutional requirement ahead of the publication of the full list of presidential and vice presidential candidates for the 2019 general elections.
Like an individual confronting challenges from different fronts, INEC, apart from addressing the issue of underaged candidates, its attention also needed by the courts and aggrieved politicians.
The implication of these challenges is that as we prepare for the 2019 general elections, we are also going to grapple with a lot of pre-election litigations. Parties that fail to respect the democratic process in selecting candidates during primary elections lose the moral right to complain about secondary elections.
These multidimensional issues notwithstanding, INEC remained focused on its 14 step-by-step constitutional activities as campaign for governorship and state houses of assembly elections start on the 1st of December 2018. 1,068 candidates are to wrestle for 29 governorship seats, and thousands of candidates are gunning for 991 state assembly seats. For the European Union, INEC alone cannot achieve this, so the Union is building the capacities of INEC staff and other related bodies to ensure that the process is free and fair.
Presidential candidate of Advanced People's Democratic Alliance, Shitu Kabir Muhammad, has raised alarm over impending constitutional danger of the president signing the Electoral Act Amendment Bill into law. He raised the alarm at a meeting of officials of political parties, presidential candidates, and the General Abdul Salami Abubakar National Peace Committee in Abuja.
It was a meeting preparatory to the signing of a peace accord ahead of the 2019 general elections by presidential candidates of all the political parties. The APDA presidential candidate was emphatic in his concern on the proposed signing of the amended Electoral Act into law.
There are three fundamental issues that we need to look at there. One, in that we are talking of, there are Act 85, which is talking of electronic voting, which is too short for our populace in the rural area to be educated about. And secondly, there is a provision in 52, where the Electoral Act is also talking of saying the primaries of political parties. They are talking about the primaries of political parties, that they are removing an issue where the Supreme Court judgment has given party supremacy. Now they are removing that. It's not, they have removed it in the new Electoral Act. So if you allow the Electoral Act to be signed now, you have a lot of litigations everywhere. And I think it will stop the 2019 election. It will affect the 2019 election. And let our president know that signing that Electoral Act at this time of electioneering period, which will have only 2-3 months to our election, will be a counterproduct.
I'm not sure how helpful to begin to try to change the rules just when the match has already begun. Because those who are going to play ought to have mastered the rules and train on the basis of the rules as they exist.
General Abdulsalami Abubakar reacts to the observation as he maintains that the committee is strictly in place towards ensuring that peace reigns before, during and after the elections.
We will forward this to the appropriate authority in order for them to listen to what you, the politicians, are saying. We will also involve INEC on the issue you have raised.
Peace accord is to be signed by all presidential candidates on the 11th of December 2018.
The presidential candidate of the Allied Congress Party of Nigeria, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, has identified investment in critical institutions that will ensure credible election as prerequisite to good governance and promoting electoral integrity.
To achieve this in the next coming elections, J.K. Gazama Court organized a lecture to discuss challenges and come up with sustainable solutions that will ensure credible elections, enhance political accountability in governance. Apart from creating awareness on the need for citizens to shun violence and manipulation by desperate politicians, discussants at the lecture also pointed out the need to allow institutions perform their duties without interference. With the theme Electoral Integrity, the hallmark of Nigeria's constitutional democracy, the lecture is the 11th in its series.
Presidential candidate of the People's Trust, Mr. Benga Olaokpo Hashim, says devolution of power to states is an effective approach in dealing with security issues. He stated this at the one-year anniversary of Nigeria Intervention Movement in Abuja.
Initiated to be an all-inclusive pro-democracy movement with membership of about 41 political parties over a year ago, the Nigeria Intervention Movement convened the consultative meeting to reflect on its achievement and chart a way forward. National security took the center stage.
Anything that will encourage decentralization, I mean, we are for it. We talk about devolution of power.
So we do civic advocacy so that people will be inspired enough and willing to participate in electoral politics.
We just need people of thought and people of vision that can move the quality of life of our citizenry forward.
As the nation counts down to the 2019 general elections, the Nigeria Intervention Movement, also referred to as the third force, is galvanizing support across the country to deepen good governance and facilitate development.
The Buhari Campaign Organization has advised the electorate to be wary of frivolous campaign pledges and vote candidates who are transparent in their style.
The team from the Buhari Campaign Organization were in the state to inaugurate and institute its campaign structure, as well as to interface with members of the state chapter of All Farmers Association of Nigeria and non-indigenous in Enugu State. The national coordinator of Buhari Campaign Organization enjoined them to mobilize support for the return of President Muhammadu Buhari in 2019 for him to continue with his empowerment programs, especially in areas of agriculture. The Southeast coordinator of the campaign organization and his state counterpart assured the team of their resolve to work for the success of President Muhammadu Buhari in 2019.
State where we are now, to make sure we deliver APC and deliver our people.
The People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign Council has released the operational directorates as well as names of spokespersons for its 2019 presidential elections campaign. This followed the maiden meeting of the party's Presidential Campaign Council chaired by the Director General and the President of the Senate, Dr. Bukola Saraki.
The campaign council named former governor of Cross River State, Senator Lee Elimoke, as Deputy Director General Operations, while former presidential aspirant Tanimu Turaki SAN is named as Deputy Director General Administration. Other directorates include Contact and Mobilization, Youth, Women, Finance, Media and Publicity, headed by Kola Ologbondiyo, as well as Communication and Strategy, headed by Bolaji Abdullahi, among others. The 8-man spokesperson of the campaign include Buba Galadima, Akin Oshuntokun, Osita Chidoka, Senator Dino Melaye, Nena Ukeje, Shegun Shoumi, Kazima Fegboa, and Umar Sani. Dr. Bukola Saraki urged them to dwell on issue-based campaigns.
During the period of our campaign, we'll be telling Nigerians how we believe with our candidate, with the PDP, there will be a better life, there will be a better Nigeria. We'll get Nigeria working again.
To discussion segment now. We are looking at the campaigns as presidential candidates have started touring the states to sell their programs and parties' manifestos to the electorate. We earlier recorded the national coordinator of Buhari Campaign Organization, Ladi Pasali, and a senatorial candidate of People's Democratic Movement in Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Agwe, as guests on the program. Gentlemen, you are welcome to Political Update.
Thank you very much.
Let me start with the coordinator, Buhari Campaign Organization. The campaign has started in earnest.
Yes.
And how do you expect the politicians to conduct themselves this time around?
Really, we should dwell on issues. And people should also act responsible, because 2019 is something just in 2-3 months comes. I know the whole thing will be over. And, you know, as a matter of fact, there is no vacancy, because what Mr. President has done on ground is big volume of this. That is why we are seeing massive people leaving various political parties to come to APC.
Mal Abdullahi, how do you expect the campaign to look like?
The campaign is, a lot of people came into it with a different mind view. And some, they come with vendetta. Some, they come with a way of changing the politicking. But I expect people to behave maturely. We should try to shed money politics, because for you to pick up some change now and then later on you regret of who you voted for, it is something that we should be mindful, because whenever you take 20,000 naira or 10,000 naira from someone, you are actually selling your future and the future of the ones coming after you.
Al Abdullahi has brought out this issue of monetization of the electioneering process. How do you think we can get out of this, taking into consideration the negative consequences of this action?
The truth is that INEC and the securities should also beef up. We know that there are a lot of allegations here and there. People are buying votes, people are buying ballot, are buying voters' card and other things in the villages. The truth is that people are still being given a different notion of the whole situation. The truth is that the commoners have understand that you bring your money, you give, it shows clearly that it's not the kind of leader that we are looking for. A good leader, he doesn't need to go and give out money. You have your agenda, you have your program, you have to sell it out. What have you done for the people? And then what do you have on ground for the masses of your constituency? So the truth is that this time around, I know that 2019, the issue of vote buying and other political inducement will not actually work.
Political inducement will not work. But what will happen if those people that are going to vote don't have the poverty, they are poverty stricken, and they have lost hope in some of the politicians who, after voting them into office, they will not see them again until when election is around. So don't you think poverty and that mistrust between the electorate and the politicians is responsible for this monetization of the process?
You know that what is good all about it, about politics, is that you have a say. You have your PVC, and you decide what your future should look like and who should represent you. You take bad egg, you cooked it, you're definitely going to eat a small one. So, you know, my own advice to everybody that has a FEBC, you don't look at the party, you look at who is credible, who is the person, especially those that have been there. You know what, let their performance speaks for them. Not because they are going to give you money. If you've been there, you should be judged according to what you have done. There's no tribe, no religion, no position, no power or anything. To be candid, people are getting wiser every day. So we are not choosing just a party, we are choosing people with people hearts, people that are ready to do what democracy says. You know, you are not to be a leader, but to be a servant of the people.
Now that politicking or campaign, as we said earlier, has started, and if you look at what is happening in social media, you may have this feeling that all is not well with Nigeria. Fake news, hate speeches, and what have you. Of what value is this to our democracy?
You see, the truth is that it's disseminating bad intention, because some people know that they have nothing to offer. So the best thing is that they should recruit some young men that will just go and hide themselves, started sending out bad signals, sending out fake news. Well, you see, the truth is that even the so-called issue of hunger, poverty, this administration have set out so many programs and agenda that alleviate poverty. For instance, the issue of the economic diversification. It is very, very clear now that majority of Nigerians, both civil servants, public servants, private sectors, have been mobilized to go back to the farm, because there are a lot of incentives for that purpose. There is Anchor Borrower program, there is business program, there is what we call fishery program, and even poultry programs. So if you cannot fit in this, you can fit in the other, because people may ask that they don't have land. Even if you don't have land, there is the program of fishery. So there's a lot of programs that alleviated the commoners. In fact, the people in the villages now, they're jubilating, because now they have a stake. The government have come in, have assisted them. So many of them are jubilating, because there are so many programs, and there is market money whereby people can access 10,000, 50,000, and 100,000. So these are issues that this government have put in place that really have or touch the masses of this country. So the truth is that, as at now, I'm telling you that if you are carrying 10, 20,000 to go and give a voters, some of them have gotten 250,000 through this program that Mr. President has set out on ground.
Mr. President, while unveiling his campaign policy document, said, advised Nigerians that this time around, the campaign should be decent, devoid of insults and other abusive languages. Do you buy that idea?
Of course I do, and that is the best way to do politics. You know, is your programs or your plans of what you plan to do with the people, for the people, should speak for you, not selling religious and hate speeches all over the place. And I believe whoever that is ready to sell such things, he has nothing to offer. That is number one. And what I want to back up with what he was saying is, no, there are a lot of programs, but the problem that the government is having is definitely dissemination of the information per se. A lot of people, they don't know what is going on. It's only when they unveil them on TV, they have a gathering of ministers and the rest of them, they come, they show, and that's it. And nobody, but what they need to do. When I was young, I remember when there's an information regarding the farming or new method of farming or something, I always have this, we have this thing they call Majigi. Majigi is a cinema that they come to go to every chronic of northern Nigeria, and they go and show and to let you know. But those things are all way gone. So government have to revive those programs for people to get to know. It is easy now. We have internet, we have telephone now almost everywhere in the corner. So I don't know why it's so difficult for you to get to the people, because most of this program is people that they are opportune to have TV and light and before you see it. And a lot of people that you see, they complain about poverty. There are people that are used to taking free money. Now there's no free money.
Yes. So how can we make the campaign issue-based?
The campaign issue, everybody that is involved should be made to explain to the people what is his program for wanting to be what he wants to be. And he has been there before. Let him explain to them what he has done, that he deserves another chance to represent the people. Like me, I am willing. Anytime somebody that wants to call me, ask me. I know what I want. When I want to serve my people, this is the program I want to bring to you, and I'm giving you a time frame, and I will use all the available resources and connection and things within my power to make sure that I've brought that to my people.
You see, some people are of the view that our campaign is not issue-based because the parties lack ideology, the politicians don't have any vision or mission. Some are just voted into office by accident. That is why our campaigns is usually characterized by thuggery, monetization, and all other sort of things.
No, the truth is that there are some political parties that have nothing to offer, because we have seen them for the past 16 years. They have encouraged all sorts of verses that wanted to divide us. Insurgency has been neglected to the extent that Boko Haram have almost captured Abuja, they bombed our force headquarters, army headquarters. Everywhere in Abuja is not safe. So this is a political party that have ruled this country for 16 years, and you see they don't have any issue to present. And that is why you find them bringing issue of somebody coming from, is it Somalia or Sudan?
Abdullah, you said those people complaining about poverty and all these little things that lead to sufferings and what have you, are those that are used to free money. What exactly do you mean?
Free money is money that you didn't work for, and somebody has an opportunity to dip his hands in, and then he can give it to you willingly, because he didn't work for the money. So now just like I'm trying to back up some of the things he has said, yes, there's an improvement in the way I've seen Nigeria after when I left Nigeria a couple of years. I'll be back. I've been in and out of Nigeria since 1982 in the US. And I've seen how politics play there, and I've seen how politics is being played here. The way it's being played here is dirty and nasty. And people that normally speak those dirty languages, they don't even know the consequences of what they said it means to other people that don't understand the implication of it. So they are willing to say something, because sometimes when I read something in the news or I see them on the internet, I just get baffled. Are these people really Nigerians, or they have Nigerian destiny at heart? But you find out they are actually young men. But I don't blame the young men. I blame the leadership that we have, some of them now. Because when I was growing up, I went to a public school that when I go to secondary school, I have only my shirts that I wear as a personal uniform and the one I will come out with. Everything is being given to me, including chicken. I remember the time we went to University of Maiduguri in 1982, and I was given a booklet of my food, something. It's a buffet. It's not where you go and keep, it's a buffet. And the funniest part of it, that I look at it, what is happening, the same crowd of people that enjoy the benefit of good governance are the same people leading Nigeria now, and they are stealing like there's no tomorrow.
So how do you think matters can get better?
Yeah, the truth is that we have started, the APC government have started to bring down a system that will improve. You see what he's been talking about in the 60s, whereby there is, if you go to school, you eat school food and everything. And that's what the present government, we have returned that kind of system. If you go to our schools now, our children were being fed 2 times, morning and afternoon. So that program that he's talking about in the early 70s, we have now reversed it. Now the federal government is doing school feeding.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your coming.
Thank you very much.
Next time we invite you, you will be glad to come and contribute to national development.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.